Anil Sagar, Director Renata Envirocom Pvt Ltd, who has more than 2 decades of experience in telecom, IT, and manufacturing industries across sales, operations, marketing, finance, and technology. Coming from an engineering background from IIT Delhi, he is an MBA from IIM Calcutta. Mr. Anil has founded 2 startups in the last 7 years. He is currently focused on providing industrial IoT and Industry 4.0 solutions to the manufacturing sector and commercial and industrial buildings through Renata Envirocom Pvt Ltd. He has worked for companies like Nokia, Ericsson, Bharti Airtel, Indus Towers and Wipro in India and UAE. Mr. Anil will deliberate on traceability in manufacturing. So delegates, let's welcome Mr. Anil.
Although I can talk a lot about Industry 4.0, I'll specifically focus on traceability in this session and give you real examples that we have deployed in the industry. So our company is Renata Envirocom Pvt Ltd, and we are based in Delhi, Gurgaon, and we have deployed solutions across India in Industry 4.0 and manufacturing sector. 60 to 70% of our customers are there in manufacturing, but there are other customers as well, like Delhi Metro, IIT Delhi, Foundation for Smart Manufacturing, and so on. So let's look at what traceability is all about. So in essence, there are 2 kinds of traceability. One is that you are trying to figure out where your product is in the whole process of manufacturing. And let's say if your customer comes back to you asking that when you made a certain product, or you supplied a certain product to us, then if there is a defect in that product, for example, so we would like to have the data around when the production was done, what were the production parameters, what were the test parameters linked to that product, and how do you do that? So you first of all need to have a barcode on the product. Either it could be a barcode or QR code or serial number. So first step is that you need to have that on the product. And then as the product moves from one process to another, and it basically just bring along all the child parts and the parent parts into a single assembly, the nature of the product also keeps changing. So as you are building the whole product and you are actually going through a number of processes on that product, you have to capture all that data in terms of what are the parameters, what are the dimensions of the product. If you are doing certain tests on the product, for example, for checking the pressure or let's say the torque of tightening a screw or whatever. So all those parameters have to be captured to really trace the product across the whole manufacturing process within your manufacturing setup. Right. So that is one kind of traceability, which is internal traceability. And when you link that to your suppliers and you link that to your customers, that becomes a chain traceability, which means that you can actually trace that product from the customer to the manufacturer to the supplier of the raw material and so on. So people are deploying these solutions. It is actually a critical solution these days, because not only because of their own requirements, but because of the requirements of their customers and because of the compliance requirements. These solutions are very quickly being deployed in the market today. So let's talk about use case that we did for Ashimori. Ashimori makes seat belts for Maruti in India. And what we did for them is, let me just first show you how their setup is. So this is how they make the seat belts from one bench to another and so on and so forth. It goes through a number of processes and it has got a barcode on it. So first of all, there has to be a decent amount of validation on the barcode itself. So our solution does that for them in real time. And earlier they were using a Japanese solution for this, and it was very difficult to upgrade that solution and expand that solution onto other new machines. But we provided a system which is an open source system. So that is one of the key USPs that we have, that our platform does not take you into a vendor lock-in. So if you use this solution, then you can actually use any system integrator to work on that product. You don't have any vendor lock-in. You can upgrade that product anytime and so on. So it's an open source product, a very high quality and very low cost of operation and investment. So we deployed this for this customer, and they are now expanding this to all other machines as well. And they are able to do all kind of validation on the barcodes and also maintain the sequencing. Also, let's say, let me just show you and show you the data. So this is the database that we are creating for them, which basically stores all their barcodes. You have the date of barcoding and validation. Then you have the serial numbers, and you have the status, whether there is the duplicate or the date is invalid, or the serial number is invalid, or the product itself or the model is invalid, and so on. So this complete database is maintained, which is very fast for them to explore and search if there is a query from the customer. So this is what is real traceability in a smart manufacturing setup. And number of people are asking for this solution. We are doing another solution for a very big customer in Northern India, and they want to trace across, let's say they have 10 processes on a single tool, let's say. So they want to make sure that no product goes to the third process unless completing the second process. So we have to check the complete sequence of the processes on the product and make sure that the rejected products are going in the reject bins, and there is a proper process which is followed so that the quality is maintained, which is actually asked by their customers. And that's how they create USPs for themselves. The manufacturer, by this increase in quality and maintaining a database on their processes, that's how they create their USPs and differentiators, which actually, really contributes to their bottom line and also their revenues. Right? So this is one use case. Second use case we did for Creative High Tech. They are a contract manufacturer for washing machines and also water coolers and so on. So they were having an issue in the sense that there was a pilferage which was there between their FG products and the products in the dispatch area. So they were not able to track them properly. The warehousing was not proper, and there was a leakage of products which was happening, and they did not even know how much leakage is there. So we did a solution. We basically gave them a barcode which had RFID integrated in that. So they would put that barcode on the finished good, and that would be linked to their SAP. And when their products are then sent to the dispatch area, we provided them with this solution, which is UHF based, RFID based solution, which will basically count almost like 15 to 20 products in a single go, right? So the scanning of the products was so fast. So there, let's say whatever issues they had in terms of noting down which all products are there in the dispatch area, it just completely vanished. It became very fast for them, and they were able to do complete reconciliation between the dispatch area and the finished good area. So that's how traceability is being used in the supply chain as well, not only on the manufacturing setup, which I showed earlier, but actually on the supply chain part as well. These things are being used, and we are doing a number of warehousing solutions as well, which basically integrates a lot of data for a customer from their manufacturing to their supply chain as well. So these are two use cases which I want to discuss with you, share with you, because only 8 minutes we have with us, but I'm open to any questions that you have, willing to answer any questions. Thanks.